Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have a fun new video for you guys today, and this is going to be what urgent message do you need to hear right now? So this is going to be a timeless pick a card reading. So at any point that you happen to stumble upon this video, then whatever pile in which you select, these messages are going to be for you, okay? So I'm really excited because we've got a lot of information that was pulled here for you guys. I actually got a new oracle deck, which I'll show you guys here in a moment. It is the Tea Leaf Fortune cards. So I use these in today's readings. I'm really excited to share what extra messages that came through for you guys, okay? Now, definitely keep in mind, if you are new to pick a card readings, these are general readings. So there might be some messages that don't necessarily 100% resonate with you. That is 100% okay, because there are going to be multiple people watching this. So please just take what resonates for you. If it doesn't, just keep in mind that could be for another person, okay? So I just want to put that out there as a quick disclaimer in case you are new to pick a card readings and you aren't quite sure how they necessarily work, okay? So we have 3 piles for which you guys can select from today. We have pile number 1 here, and this is with a Untitled crystal. Pile number 2 with some yellow aventurine, and pile number 3 here with sodalite. So if you need to, go ahead and pause the video to meditate on which pile you're feeling most drawn to. As always, I will have the timestamps listed below in the description box. So once you have made your selection, you can go ahead and fast forward to your reading. Okay, so again, we have pile 1, 2, and 3. And I will see you guys at your pile selection. Hi group 1, so if you selected the Untitled crystal, then this is going to be your reading. So I've gone ahead and laid out your tarot cards and your oracle cards. I decided to save your tea leaf oracles for the very end, just to get extra messages for you guys once we've gone through everything, okay? So for your tarot cards here, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. We have the 7 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the King of Pentacles here. So right off the bat, one of the main things that seems to be really jumping out at me is that you guys are ready to kind of start a new venture here. And for some of you, you might just be like ready to go, and you might not know necessarily what that means just yet, or like which direction you really want to go in. But you're just ready. You're ready to start something new. You're ready to kind of like go full speed ahead. There might be a little bit of a hesitation as to whether or not this direction is where you want to go. You just know that you just would like to get moving, okay? Now, with the Knight of Swords here in reverse, this is kind of like talking about the need to get going. You know, this is very much like a forward movement card, but when it's in the reverse, this usually means we tend to be a little careless, okay? So for your urgent message, I feel like one of the things here that's really standing out is to just be cautious here and not go full speed ahead without really giving it much thought, okay? Now, the 7 of Cups here talks about you having a multitude of options being laid out in front of you, to the point where you might be having a hard decision or a hard time trying to figure out what is necessarily going to be the best option, or what it is that you really want to go towards here, okay? Now, again, really take this time right now. If you find you're in that situation, give yourself a moment to kind of like think exactly what it is that you want. Focus on that, and that'll kind of guide you in the direction in which you want to go, okay? Now, the 2 of Wands here really indicates, you know, you taking on this new journey, really kind of stepping into your own. So again, once you've kind of made your choice and once you've figured out where it is exactly that you want to go, whether this is talking about starting a new career venture, maybe even moving, you know, something is stirring within you guys to want to be able able to get going and almost like just move on. I really get this strong sense here that it's like you're ready. You're ready to finally move on, move to something new, start fresh, start over. And for a lot of you, I feel like this definitely has to do with your career, you know, choosing a new career venture, because we've got that King of Pentacles there, okay? Now, with the King of Pentacles, what I love about seeing this here in your spread here is the fact that the King of Pentacles does represent a sense of abundance here, okay? And so I feel like once you guys have made the choice in which you want, so whether this is having a multitude of job offers being available to you, or just again, just kind of deciding which avenue in which you want to go. Once you've made that decision, things are going to start to become a little bit more clearer for you, okay? Now, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, some of you might be a little hesitant about whether or not, you know, this is the right path for you, or whether or not you should just kind of jump all in, even though you're ready and you feel like you're, you know, this is something that you internally want. Some of you might just be a little hesitant just out of fear of the unknown. And that's normal. You know, everybody tends to kind of go through those stages, especially when you're going into something, you know, unfamiliar territory. You know, you want to kind of be able to be very certain as to the choices in which you were making, right? So once you've decided exactly what it is that you're wanting, that's when things will start to become a little bit more clear for you. And I think it'll kind of bring your guard down a little bit to where you're not going to be as afraid, you know, if you will, to kind of move forward in that direction. Okay. Now let's take a look here at the rest of your oracle cards. So below we have messages from your angels. So the first card that we have here is Indriel, and this says, you are a light worker. God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its inhabitants. Okay, so for some of you, you could be called to help others. You know, that could be your calling, with you wanting to start this new career opportunity. If you're wanting to change up career paths and go into a field that's going to cause you to help others, whether this is in the medical field, or teaching or counseling, you know, whatever it may be, where you feel like you would serve best by helping or assisting others, then use that as kind of like your guide towards this path in which you're wanting to go towards, okay? Next card that we have is Opal. Your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for by God and the angels. Oh, I love this. Okay, so this could just be a specific message for certain people. Just letting you know that, you know, your loved ones are safe, especially your children. So if you have children here or a child who has passed on, letting you know that they are safe and that they are cared for, okay? All right, and then our next card that we have is Astara. You deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise, okay? So I love this because, again, this is kind of making me think to the Seven of Cups here, as far as the options in which you have laid before you, okay? I feel like many of you do have kind of like the luxury, if you will, to have these choices available to you. So don't just dive right in just because you're looking to get away from maybe what you're currently at. Maybe if you're at a job that you're not really necessarily happy at and you're wanting to change careers, you know, don't just dive into the first thing that's being offered to you. Obviously, know your worth, know exactly what it is that you want to work towards or to go after, and, you know, wait for that to come. You obviously have these options being presented to you, so don't be afraid to go after those, okay? Now, we're going to move on over here to your other oracle cards. So we have Blessed and we have Come to the Edge, okay? So again, with blessed here. I definitely sense a strong sense of abundance here, again, with that King of Pentacles there. This is just confirmation to me that you guys, once you have selected the route in which you are wanting to go, or the direction in which you're wanting to go in, it's going to be a prosperous and abundant path for you. So it's definitely going to be something that's going to be very beneficial and fulfilling to you in the long run. Again, just don't dive into the first thing without really trusting your intuition here, okay? Really listen to yourself, really listen to what it is that you are wanting, what you feel like you're going to gain the most out of, and that is how your abundance will start to come to you from that, okay? Now, the Come to the Edge card, I love here because, again, this kind of speaks to those of you who are a little bit hesitant or like a little bit fearful as to whether or not this option is a good choice for you, okay? Or if you're having trouble deciding what to do out of fear, you know, kind of leaving your comfort zone, things like that. The Come to the Edge card asks you to be courageous, okay? This kind of asks you to really trust your intuition, trust your gut, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of you leveling up, of you going after what it is that you want. Sometimes we tend to get in our own way of things, especially when we're wanting to do better for ourselves. We tend to kind of get into that headspace of like, well, am I capable of doing this? Do I deserve this? You know, there's almost like that inner dialogue battle going on. And with the Come to the Edge card, this is just reminding you, you know, don't listen to that. If anything, take that leap of faith. Okay. You're gonna succeed. You're not going to crash. You're actually going to succeed once you decide exactly what it is that you are wanting to do here. Okay. So I love the fact that we have those confirmations here for you guys. All right. So for the next message that we have for you, this is from your animal spirit. We have rattlesnake. This says the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. Okay, so again, this is just kind of reminding you, for those of you who are possibly light workers and you are wanting to go into a field where you can help others. Okay, this is just reminding you that you are serving your purpose. This drive, this feeling that you're currently feeling right now, that's motivating you to change careers, it's motivating you to go after this new path in life. It could be for the purpose of the fact that you are somebody who is a natural healer, somebody who is meant to help and assist others. So if you feel that that is what your true calling is, listen to it, go for it. That is what's going to drive you into the right direction, and that's what's going to cause you to be the most successful here. Okay. Now, the last oracle card that we have here is inspiration and courage. Okay. So I love that we have both of those words here, inspiration and courage. Inspiration in the sense of you being somebody who inspires others. Okay. So that could be a part of how you are a healer. That could be a way in which you feel called to go into this new path, this new venture, whatever it may be. Okay. Use that to motivate you and to get you into that direction in which you're trying to go towards. Courage. Have the courage to be able to do so. Don't allow fear to settle in. If anything, I feel like your biggest message here is to have courage, have faith. You know, you obviously want to, you know, give it some thought, you know, not just jump right into the first thing that comes up. You want to obviously go after what it is that you feel you are worth and you are capable of doing. So definitely give yourself a little bit of time, especially if you're given a bunch of options, weigh the pros and cons. And that's really what's going to kind of, I think, determine for you guys whether or not this is going to be the best option for you. Okay. So last but not least, we have your tea leaf oracle cards. Now, what I love about these is there's quite a few. So there's going to be different messages for different people. Definitely just take what resonates. I'm just going to read them as I show them. And again, these are just kind of additional messages for you guys. Okay. So the first one that we have is torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. Okay. Next one, we have star, guaranteed success. Okay, so you guys have another confirmation here of abundance and success. Next, we have throne, position of authority. Okay, so this could mean that you could be stepping into a position of management. Okay, you could be moving up. Next, we have bowl, plenty of material things. Okay, so this could definitely be abundance in a multitude of aspects for you guys. We have tree, affairs with your family. Okay, so this could cause, some of you, this could have to deal with family affairs. We have flag, do not be tempted to lower your standards. Absolutely, don't settle for anything less. Know your worth, okay? Next, we have archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up, okay? See, so again, makes me think of that 7 of Cups there. And then the last one that we have is elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Beautiful. Okay, so group 1, that was your reading. Definitely let me know down in the comment section below if this resonated with you. I would love to hear from you guys. It looks like you guys have an amazing, amazing outcome being presented to you. You just needed to hear this today, I think, just to confirm probably what you already knew. And I hope that this was 100% helpful for you guys. So if you enjoyed today's video, please go ahead and consider giving it a thumbs up, as it truly helps out the channel. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching, and we are going to move on to group number 2. Hi, group 2. So if you selected the yellow adventuring crystal, then this is your reading. So I have gone ahead and laid out your tarot cards and your oracle cards, and we are going to save your tea leaf oracle cards for the very end for additional messages. Okay, so let's start here with your tarot cards. So you guys have the Strength card. We have the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Wands in reverse, and the Justice card in reverse. So group 2, what urgent message do you need to hear right now? Well, there definitely seems to be a call for you guys to have some strength here. The biggest sense here is that something definitely seems out of sorts with you guys as of late, and it may feel that things have been very unfair to you personally. So whether this is a conflict that has arisen from either a disagreement at work or with friends, family, whatever it may be. Maybe for some of you, this is even having to deal with in a relationship as well, because the 5 of Cups can deal sometimes with our emotions or dealings within relationships. So again, take this how you will. If this is more so speaking to you on a friendship level or an actual relationship level, or like your personal relationship, whatever it may be, there definitely seems to be a cause of imbalance here, in a sense of you feeling like things just didn't go the way that you were hoping for. You might be really focusing more so on, you know, the glass half empty rather than half full, so to speak. Okay, so realistically right now, your urgent message is for you to have some strength, or find that inner strength within you, so that you don't allow this to eat away at you. Okay, because the biggest thing here, especially with your 5 of Wands here in reverse, the biggest thing there that you don't want to deal with is more conflict. Okay, I definitely am getting a strong sense here that there is a bit of pain dealing with the 5 of Cups upright. So for some of you, you could just be really emotional during this time. Again, just kind of feeling like things just did not go the way that you were hoping that they would. Or it just, again, seems like it happened to you directly in a way, rather than you know, happening around you. You took it more personal here, again, whatever this situation actually was for you. Okay, now as we continue with the rest of the oracle cards, we can get maybe a little bit more clarification, but just right now with your tarot cards, that really seems to be the main indication here. Now again, with the 5 of Wands in reverse, as I mentioned earlier, this is more so kind of speaking about not engaging in any more conflict, or really just kind of dealing with what happened. It's more so just like keep the peace as of right now, because it might just do your mentality, your emotional health a lot more good than bad if you're able to do that, okay? Now, with the Justice card here in reverse, this again makes me think that things are definitely out of balance and you feel possibly more, I would say, the victim in this situation, in that you were somehow screwed over or that things were done specifically to you in an unfair manner, in a way that you didn't necessarily deserve, okay? Now, if that necessarily is the case for you guys, again, the main emphasis here is to rely on your inner strength, okay? That's what's going to help you try to power through this situation. Look at it as this is just temporary, even though it feels like it might be very heavy and it might be very uncomfortable, especially if you're having to be around this person or these people, whomever did you wrong in any way. You know, it's still requiring you to try to take the higher ground, so to speak. Okay. Now let's take a look here at the rest of your oracle cards so we can get a little bit more clarification here. So down here at the bottom for your wisdom of the oracle, we have to be fair, deep knowing, and yang. Okay, so excuse me, with the to be fair card, one of the things that really just stands out, it just reminds me of the Justice card. So this is more upright. So what this is calling for you to do as far as like what you're gaining from this situation, what spirit really wants you to learn from this, or what they want you to know about this, is that you need to find a way to get yourself back into balance. Okay. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to fix the situation or that you yourself have to put things back into balance, because honestly, this whole situation might not ever go back into balance, depending on the people in which are involved, okay? You can't necessarily force another person or other people to see your side. You can do your best, you know, to communicate it, you know, like how you're feeling or how it was, express how they made you feel. But ultimately you can't really change them, you know, for the better. They have to be able to want to change or to see your perspective. Okay. So in this regard, in the to be fair card, this is more so kind of getting you back on track and getting you back into balance. Okay. And seeing that what you can take from this situation or what you can learn from this situation, okay? Just because it didn't necessarily pan out the way that you were hoping that it would, doesn't mean that all is lost, okay? As you can see here with the 5 of Cups, yes, 3 cups spilled over, but you still have 2 cups full to the rim, okay? So that means that you still have other things to be grateful for, or you have other things that you can channel your energy to, whether that means you have other friends you can confide in, or, you know, you don't, you have maybe other options as far as romantic interests, if you will, you know, for those of you dealing with a possible relationship situation, you know, whatever it may be, you guys have, you know, other options, other things presented to you. You just have to look at that and remind yourself that this situation does not define you. Okay. You're not going to have to stay in a state of imbalance forever. Okay. Now, the deep knowing card here, again, really kind of talks about the lessons being learned here. Really looking at the bigger picture as to what it is, like not only why did this have to happen, but what did this teach you? Did it teach you to learn how to confide in maybe other people or not to confide in the type of people that maybe you did once before? Did it teach you how to really protect yourself in this type of situation? You know, so moving forward, what you can do to prevent this from happening again. Really look at what it is that you are meant to learn from this. That is what the deep knowing card is really trying to call for you during this time. Okay. There's a deeper meaning to all this. There's a reason why perhaps this situation occurred, so that way you could utilize this to prepare you for your future, for you not having to go through this type of situation again. Okay. Now we move on to the Yang card. Now the Yang card is considered a masculine energy type card. This tends to deal with forward movement. This also tends to deal with taking action and just going after the things in which we want. It's kind of like stepping back into your power, if you will, and, going after the things that you ultimately really want, either that speak to your creativity, either that speak to your passions, whatever it may be. This card is reminding you to, I think, pull from your inner strength and utilize that to get you back into that state of balance that you need to be. Okay. Kind of like you be your own individual. This whole situation does not define you. Okay. This is calling for you to kind of step into your own and regain your sense of power, regain your sense of, your sense of self, your true identity. So then that way you can start to manifest what it is that you want. You don't have to deal with this mess anymore. You can then turn this into a positive. Okay. So let's take a look here at the rest of your oracle cards. So for your messages from your angels, you guys have 2. So the first one that we have is Maya. Schooling, study, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. Okay. So what I love about this is this makes me think of the deep knowing card here. So schooling, studying, education. Okay. So this is trying to tell you, utilizing this, again, looking at the bigger picture, perhaps even maybe focusing on other things like your schoolwork, if you're in school right now, or for trying to maybe go back to school to further your education, whatever it may be, to kind of focus more on you to get over this situation is what's going to serve you better than, again, just kind of trying to fix or focus on why this whole situation did not work. Okay. The next card that we have is Ariel. New psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. Okay. Ooh, so I love this. So there's a lot of emphasis on study here. And even just meditation. I do want to point out one of your other oracle cards over here does talk about meditation. I believe it's your animal spirit. We'll get into that in a moment. But there definitely seems to be a lot of emphasis on study, and this could be even self-study. You kind of tapping into a deeper sense of yourself, trying to tap into your higher self. For some of you, that might be a way to kind of tap into your inner strength. Okay. So whatever it may be for you guys to help you get yourself back into this state of balance is what's going to be helpful for you in this time. Okay. Now, for your animal spirit oracle card, you guys have the kiwi, and this says, do a walking meditation each day for the next week. Okay, so I love this. So this might mean just going for a walk, trying to clear your mind, doing something outside in nature to where you can clear your mind and really tap into your higher self. Okay, so if that's something that you're trying to utilize or maybe get more familiar with, this would be the time to do that, especially while you're working on you. Okay, now your other oracle card here we have is hibernation and regeneration. So definitely take this time again to focus on you, regain your strength, regain your sense of self. Okay, if you need to take a time out, do it, especially because this whole situation definitely seemed like it was very draining for you guys. Okay, as I mentioned, that few of you might be very emotional from it, especially because this was something maybe you were really hoping would have worked out, really would have worked in your favor, but for some reason it just didn't end up being that way, and it just left you feeling very isolated, I feel like, from it. But this is going to be your time to kind of refocus on you guys. Okay, now I do want to pull or read your tea leaf oracle cards. Now, the one thing I do love about these is that there's a bunch of different messages, and because this is a general reading, there's going to be multiple messages for multiple people. So please just take what resonates for you. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and flip them over and we will read them one at a time. So the first one that we have is Skull. Hidden secrets can harm you. Okay, so if you kind of keep anything hidden for too long, this might eat away at you. So this could be a cause for a sense of imbalance, especially for some of you who might be just kind of recontemplating over what happened. If there's anything in which you had a part to play in this dissolving or this not working out, keep that in mind, that the longer you allow, this secret to stay in, it could eat away at you. So keep that in mind. Okay. So the next one that we have is teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Okay, so confiding in a friend could definitely be helpful during this time to help you get back into that state of balance. We have egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. Absolutely. So putting in that work and that effort on you. We have fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Interesting. Okay, so for some, this whole situation could have had to have dealt with a work situation. Okay, so if that is the case, this would make sense why for some of you might feel very uncomfortable, because you might have to see them on a regular basis. So again, just try to do your best to keep the peace. There's no need to kind of re-engage in any sort of confrontation with this individual or people if there's multiple people involved. Okay, the next one we have is dog, protection from a powerful friend. So you guys have two cards indicating with a friend here. So definitely confide in a close friend here. This might be a way to kind of help you recharge. Okay. We have career. Okay. So yeah, a lot of you, this could have to deal with the career front. This could have had to deal with something at work. The next one we have is gong, an exciting event. Okay. We have boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Absolutely. And we have vine, seek out information that will help you. Okay, so I think this is really important, especially because we've been getting so many messages about study and just really trying to further your information or further your understanding of either yourself or your higher self, whatever it may be. So this is very powerful for you guys, group 2. So that was your reading. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below if this resonated with you. I would love to hear from you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and consider giving it a thumbs up, as it truly helps out the channel. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope these messages were helpful, that this was something that you were needing to hear today. And I hope everything works out in your guys' favor. And we are going to move on to our final group. Hi, group 3. So if you selected the sodalite crystal, then this is your reading. So I've gone ahead and laid out your tarot cards and your oracle cards. I decided to save your tea leaf oracle cards for the very end so we can get some additional messages for you guys. Okay, so here for your tarot cards, this is where we're going to start. We have the Six of Wands, we have the World, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. So group 3, what urgent message do you need to hear right now? You guys are actually in it like for the long haul, in the sense that things are going to be working out in your favor, especially if you've been feeling like things have been pretty stagnant, or that you've just been trying and nothing seems to be really happening. This is your time. Okay, Spirit really wants you to know that right now you've got a lot of good things coming to you, and that they recognize the hard work that you've been putting in is going to pay off here. Okay, so let's start here with that Six of Wands. Six of Wands represents victory. I love this card because this is like, you know, everything in which you have been working towards, everything that you've been hoping for. This is like that card that tells you, yes, it's coming. You've got a lot to be, you know, to be excited for. You know, all of your hard work is paying off here. Okay, so that's a really exciting card to see right off the bat. Then we've got the World card right next to it. So the World represents a sense of completion. Usually this means like you've kind of gotten to the very end. You've worked as hard as you could to get to this point, and now you're going to see like the fruit of your labor. you know, what I love about this as well is like the world card to me, I always think of like the world's your oyster. Like you've got all of these endless possibilities starting to open up and present themselves to you. And nothing could be truer at this point, especially for you guys, group 3. With the world card, you have like almost all of these endless possibilities that almost kind of pop up out of nowhere. And it's like, okay, where was this earlier when I was like busting my ass, when I was trying super hard, you know, to get to this point? Why did it take me so long? And honestly, I think the reason why, for many of you, if you've been wondering, you know, maybe why it's just maybe taking you so long to kind of get to this point, it could just be because you needed to learn some things along the way. Okay. And just almost like be at a point where you can appreciate the point in which you get to, or like your end point, and like realize like it took you this long to get here for a reason. Okay. Now the Queen of Pentacles I love because this is all about a sense of not only just abundance, but this is also a sense of nourishment and comfort as well for you. So this could be a time where you're going to want to really step into yourself, and really kind of caring for yourself during this time, especially because for those of you who've been working as hard as you have, you know, you want to take this time to really kind of focus on not just obviously you and your hard work, but you also really want to focus on what drove you in the first place, kind of like what your inner drive is. Okay. And nurture that, continue to nurture that as you progress. Okay. Just because you get to a point where you're starting to see the rewards, or you're starting to see, you know, the abundance come through, you don't want to just stop there. You obviously want to keep going, so you allow more and more to continue to follow through. Okay. So I hope that makes sense there. You know, just because you reach, you know, you finally reach the finish line doesn't mean you just stop and things continue to pour in. You know, you obviously want to still put in a little bit more effort, but know that your hard work is paying off in this regard. Okay. Now, the Three of Wands, love the Three of Wands here because this is kind of like all about a sense of persistence, just like we've been talking about. Okay. Like you not giving up, that you're still going to keep going no matter how big of an abundance you may get, or how much prosperity seems to kind of fall into your lap. With the Three of Wands, you don't want to just kind of stop there. You want to keep going. This is all about progression. This is all about continuing to level up, if you will. Okay. So just because things are starting to kind of come into place for you now doesn't mean you just kind of stop there. Like I said, the world's your oyster at this point. You've got all these opportunities, and now is your time to take advantage of these opportunities being presented to you. Okay. So this is really exciting for you guys, group 3. Like you guys, it's like one after the other after the other. Like this, it's almost like it's just falling into place perfectly for you at this point. So this is a really exciting time, especially if you, like I said, if you guys have been a little bit doubtful, or if you've just been wondering like, okay, is this even going to happen for me? Honestly, like just continue to focus on your manifestations, especially if that's what you've been trying to work on as of late. This is, you know, Spirit's just telling you, don't give up. Hey, I'm listening. You know, the universe is listening. They're trying to remind you, like, don't worry, I got you. You keep going. You keep focusing on you, and take care of yourself in the process. And we got you. Okay. So that's really that main message here. Now let's take a look at your oracle cards here. So down below here, we're going to start with your messages from your angels. So the first one that we have is Seraphina. I am the angel of families. A happy change or addition is coming to your family. Oh my goodness, that's exciting. So for some of you, this could be exactly what it was that you've been hoping for. Like if you've been trying to get pregnant, okay, if you've been trying to start a family, and things just haven't been happening, and you've been wondering, okay, is this ever going to happen? This is telling you, divine timing. It is going to happen. Okay. So keep doing what you're doing. Okay. Don't stop. Okay. You definitely want to do your part. All right. But don't lose faith. Continue to manifest it. Continue to express gratitude, as if though it's already happened, and it will happen. Okay. So that's the exciting part for some of you who are wanting to start a family. All right. So the next one that we have is Oceana. Take action. You're in touch with your truth in this situation, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. Okay. So again, if there are moments where you feel like you are wanting to give up, listen to your gut, okay? Listen to your intuition. That is what they're trying to tell you. It's not a time to give up right now. It's a time to keep pushing forward, okay? And understand that everything is all about divine timing. Things are going to happen when they are meant to. So, all right, the next card that we have is Mystique. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. Okay, what have we been talking about? Things are just going to kind of fall into place for you guys, and it's pretty apparent here that that's exactly what's going to happen. So your angels are trying to reassure you guys here that that's exactly what's coming to fruition for you guys. So that's really exciting. All right, so let's take a look at your animal spirit guide message. So we have Zebra. Let go of your fear and know that you are safe and protected at all times. Okay, this is really powerful, especially because, like I mentioned earlier with you guys, with some of you guys who might be feeling very hesitant or even doubtful that things are going to happen. When we tend to feel that way, that's when fear can kind of seep in and can cause us to second guess ourselves or second guess our actions. This is just reminding you to let go of any fear that might have crept in, okay? That just trust you're going to be safe, things are going to be fine, and things are going to work out in your favor, okay? The next one that we have is the Shark. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation, okay? So pretty straightforward. Trust in your intuition, trust your instincts. You guys know exactly what's going to be best for you in the long run. So really just kind of hold true and listen to that, okay? Now, for your other oracle cards over here, this is your everyday witch oracle. So we have Given to Passion and we have Fire Magic. So what I love about these two is they both, honestly, with Fire Magic truly speaks to our passions, to our creativity, okay? And it's funny that we have the Give to Passion or Given to Passion card as well, because this makes me think of the Fire Magic card. So both are very similar in the sense that they're really wanting you to stay true to you, like you stay true to your course. Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, whatever it is that you're trying to work towards, if this is a creative aspect that you're trying to work on, or even for some of you trying to create a family, this is telling you not to lose sight, not to lose hope about that, okay? This is telling you to continue to keep pushing forward, okay? Don't be afraid of, you know, the fact that it hasn't happened yet, okay? It's a process, and part of the process is just kind of going through the motions, you know, just dealing with day to day. You just kind of have to be a little patient. But this is just reminding you that you guys have the capability of creating what it is that you want, okay? So focus on your manifestation during this time and don't lose sight of that, okay? Now, your other two oracle cards that we have here, we have Go the Distance and we have Observer. Okay, so with Go the Distance, again, I feel like this is kind of pretty straightforward in reminding you guys to keep pushing forward, okay? As I mentioned, for some of you, it might have felt like this has just been a long time coming, okay? And you might just feel like, okay, did the world forget about me? Did God forget about me? Did my ancestors forget about me? Whomever. No, they did not. Okay. This is just part of your journey. And unfortunately, it just, you know, sometimes it takes longer than others to get to where they want to be. It doesn't mean that they're any less than somebody else who might have gotten it sooner. Okay. I hope that makes sense. And I know that can be hard to hear because you know, depending on how long you've been trying or how long you've been trying to make this happen for yourself, it might be really hard to hear that. And I completely get that. But really what your urgent message here today is just reminding you to have a little bit of patience and to keep pushing forward. Okay. You guys have it. It's written here in the cards. Things are happening. Things are happening in your, you know, behind the scenes here. You know, things you're going to start to see the outcome here and the abundance come in. So don't lose faith here. All right. Now, with the Observer card, this is kind of more so speaking to you personally in the sense of needing to look at this from a bigger picture, okay? Sometimes when we're so focused on what it is that we're trying to work towards or we're trying to manifest, we tend to lose sight of what's going on around us because we're so focused on our own goals or what it is that we're trying to work on. Doesn't mean anything necessarily wrong with that. It's just sometimes when that happens, we lose sight of part of ourselves too, because we're only focused on one part of ourselves that we're trying to work towards or we're trying to achieve. So this is kind of causing you again to take a step back, look at the bigger picture, look at maybe why it's taken you this long, maybe to get to this point. Okay. What did it teach you along the way? What is it that, what is it that about you trying to go towards this goal that you really, really want? Why does it matter to you? And expressing the gratitude, kind of talking yourself through that and express the gratitude, express it as if though you've already achieved it and continue to live your life. Once you do that, you then take the stress away of the why it didn't happen right away, or you take the stress and fear away altogether because it's no longer your obsession, so to speak. I'm not saying that it 100% is, but for some people it can just be 100% on their mind 24/7 when they're really trying to work towards this goal. Okay. And so in this regard, the Observer card is just reminding you to just kind of take a step back. So that way you don't allow yourself to kind of be in your own way, if that makes sense. Okay. So let's take a look here at your tea leaf oracle cards. Now, keep in mind with these, what I love about these, number one, there's tons of messages here, but this is a general reading, so there's multiple messages for multiple people. So please just take what resonates for you. I'm going to go ahead and turn them over and we're going to go through them one by one. So the first one that we have is teardrops, great personal sorrow. Okay, so yeah, for many, this could have been feelings of just defeat, feeling like, is this even going to happen? So if that's the case, let go of that fear, let go of, the sense that this isn't going to work out. It is, this is calling for you to let go of that. Okay, next we have quill, get back to the basics. Okay, makes me think of kind of getting back to like the bigger picture here, taking a step back. Next one we have is sun, happiness and well-being. Beautiful. We have September. Okay, so things could be all of this could be happening this month, guys, in September. So that's really exciting. All right, next we have broom, new home, new attitude. Okay, so maybe this could be causing for you to just kind of focus on your home life, start maybe some deep cleaning, just kind of clear out some energy. Once you do that, that tends to take some stress away if you've been feeling really stressed over the situation. Okay, next one we have is ink pot, problems to be resolved. Well, that's funny, you guys have quill and ink pot, so problems to be resolved. Next we have dragon, beware of self-delusion. Okay, yep. Next we have jug, lighthearted, carefree time. So yeah, give yourself some carefree time during this. You don't want to focus so much heavily on this situation. Like I said, take a step back. Harp, great happiness. Love that. Next we have bird flying, news is on the way. See, it's coming. Wishbone, a wish is granted. We have November. So we've got 2 months here. We've got September and November. So you guys could either be hearing things in September or November. Keep that in mind. And then we have older woman, dealings or relationship with an older woman. Okay, could be playing a part here in your situation as well. Okay, so group 3, that was your reading. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below if this resonated with you. I would love to hear from you guys. I'm really excited for you. Definitely let me know if any of this happens, like if this happens in September or November for you. Come back and tell me. I want to hear, I really want to hear all the good and exciting things that are coming your way. Like I said, keep doing you. You guys are doing great. You're doing fine. it just, sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others, and that's okay. But the end result is going to be worth it. Just keep focused. You guys have got this. I'm so excited for you. And thank you guys so much for staying tuned and watching. I hope you consider giving this video a thumbs up as it helps out the channel. I want to thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.